What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today. And I'm going to pick up from where I left off yesterday in regards to some of the moves I wanted to make, some of the moves I talked about. And I'm going to explain to you how it kind of transpired today, right? Because a lot happened today. Today went really well, so I just want to put it out there. Today went fantastic, right? But however, it could have gone very bad, right? And the only reason why it didn't go as bad as I thought, it was because, so let me just go into the hourly and then I'll continue with my monologue, right? So the only reason why it didn't actually go bad today, it was simply because I'm part of a group on Facebook. So I'm in a group on Facebook. I'm in it as myself, so I'm not in it as pips and points. I'm just in it as regular old me, just in there, just looking at information, etc. So the guys in the group were obviously, they were in a buzz about the CPI report coming out today. You had the one section that was in it for a sell, which is what I was thinking, and then you had the whole bunch that was in it for a buy, right? So I'm looking through it and I'm like, nah, I've done the analysis and it's looking like it's a strong buy. I mean, it's a strong sell, sorry. So whatever. But what caught my eye was somebody did a screenshot of a technical analysis. I'm pretty sure this is a paid service, but I don't know which service he used because he blurred it out and I asked him, but he wouldn't tell me. Right, so what they basically did was he posted the screenshot, and he basically said that there's a very good chance that the bullish momentum for Monday, i.e. Yesterday, is going to continue with the release of the CPI report. So at this point, right, this is before CPI report has been released, right, and I've already moved my TP from where it was, so I've moved it all the way down to about this level right here, right? So after I read his screenshot, whatever, it kind of got me thinking. I was like, you know what? Okay, let me put my trailing stop. I mean, not my trailing stop. My TP back to where it was, which was up here. Okay, and what I will then do, all right, because the information in that report was solid. It was absolutely solid. It had me confused for a good hour or so because I kind of saw it around, say, 10 o'clock UK time, and obviously non-farm payroll. I mean, not non-farm payroll. Sorry, CPI in regards to K is getting released at 1:30 in the afternoon. So I had a bit of time to really let this thing mull over in my mind for a second and let me just think this through as to if this is actually going to go the way that I want it to go or not, right? So what I did was I said, okay, cool, I'm going to move my trailing stop for this particular trade over here. Okay, I'm going to move that trailing stop to right under here, right? So I'm going to move that. So what I did was I moved my trailing stop right under here, right? At this point when I'm looking at it, it's kind of dancing around this area right here. And then what I then did was I moved my trailing stop even higher. So I moved it to, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I moved my trailing stop to about this level over here. Okay, just under these two. And then what I did was I put in a sell stop. So I stuck in a sell stop at this exact same location, and then my stop for that sell stop was over here, right? So it was right above. None of these had taken place. So obviously I've gone off, I've headed out to lunch now. I've gone and grabbed whatever it was I needed to get for my lunch, and I'm back at my desk now, and I've put myself on mute so I can't take any calls or nothing whilst I'm waiting for 1:30 to appear. Okay, so as soon as it gets to 1:30, I could already see the buying pressure, right? I mean, the selling pressure was kicking in, and I was like, oh my god, okay, cool, all right, you was right to move your trade, your TP up here, because this thing is going to fly off. And by that point, the spread on the trade has already spread quite large, right? So it wouldn't make sense to jump in because I'll get it at a bad deal, and I don't know how high it's going to go, and I'm already in a trade that is in that direction anyways. So what basically I did was I deleted this trade, I deleted that trade, I left my trading stop where it was, and I let the baby fly all the way to the moon, and then it hit my TP, and I was like, another day done, well done, well done, well done, smashing result. But however, on the flip side, right, it could have gone bad. So in the video yesterday, I mentioned don't listen to people. I will take that back because I actually listened to someone in a group, right? And that's the only reason why I moved my trading stop to that level, right? So that's why I did that. So I like to be as honest in my dealings as I humanly possibly can, right? So I listened to that gentleman. I didn't listen to him. I read his screenshot, right? And then after reading his screenshot, I was like, okay, cool. Let me just move my trading stop to move my my TP back to where it was, and then I'll just take the other side in case it goes in the way that I think it's going to go. So today panned out really well. We managed to grab a decent amount of pips. I'm out of a trade now because naturally my TP was hit. I could have hit the reversal back down to the downside, but I just didn't. I was like, you know, I'm just happy with what I got. I'm just going to leave it as that, and we're going to take it from there in regards to what other new opportunities I can then obviously see and get involved with. All right, so that's all that done. So this trade is now completely gone. We've banked it, right? Let me bring that back actually. Controls, wait. Okay, here we go, perfect. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a decent sized wedge we got there. That is a decent sized wedge, so I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that, and I hope you guys manage to get some serious gains as well. That's why I always tell you guys, it's important you do your own homework and you do your own research, because I do make mistakes. There actually was a gentleman that posted a comment under yesterday's video and was like, what should I do? Should I take a position now? And my answer to that is, look, I can't tell you what to do because it's your money. I don't know how you got your money. I don't know. So I can't tell you, hey, do this, it's going to go that way. So now what I want to talk about with you guys now is where I think market is going to go, because market is still maintaining the structure. It is still actually maintaining it. It hasn't broken it at all. It is still staying in the same formation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to forget this structure over here for a minute, because this structure over here has been broken, right? It has been broken, so this is now gone. We don't need this anymore, right? What is important is that this base level over here is still maintaining very strong. So we need to keep our eye on this level over here, and we also need to keep our eye on this level over here. These two are also maintaining very strong, and like I said in the other video, we clearly have a range, right? So it's bouncing in and out. So it's done a second touch now, so we now need to see what else it's going to do. So let me zoom out a little bit more, just a little bit more, so we can get a really good picture as to why I'm saying that it's holding formation. Okay, so as we can see right here, right, price is gone into a range in this zone right here, okay, but it's maintaining the overall structure of this particular rising flag. So I'm just going to make this line a little bit thicker so it really pops on your screens, right? So this little move that we've got right here is still being held. It's still within it, right? It hasn't broken through at all, and a break out of that will let us know that, okay, we should really look at taking up different types of positions. Okay, so I am still biased towards a sell, even though I didn't take the sell up here, but I won, so there was no need. Well, there was a need to take it, because you can't say no to more money, right? Okay, so but what it was like, I just left it. I literally just left it, and as it's doing this thing, we're just going to figure out what it does, and then we take it from there. So price is still holding this formation at the moment, and I am expecting price to come down to this zone again. All right, the only difference this time around is that we have a higher high in comparison to this high over here, and this high over here is slightly lower than this one over here. So we still have some form of a rising wedge, right, ever so slightly in this area right here, even though as I eyeball it right now, I will call this as a range. It's just moving sideways, right? But if you really want to get technical, you could kind of say that it's a bit of a rising wedge with a flat bottom, right? So if you've been picking up these books that I've been recommending, the structure for that will definitely be in there, and then you should have an idea as to where it's most likely going to go once it's done being in the range. So this is what I'm calling right now. The arrow that I drew pointing downwards, this little arrow right here, in my opinion, it still stands, because I believe at some point this structure is going to break and it is going to fly all the way down, giving us a new lower low, right? And once again, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just basically sharing with you my thought process in regards to how I'm going to be making moves within the NAS. Okay, I was going to say in regards to the NAS, but I don't think it would have made a lot of sense. So I'll say in regards to the NAS, right? You can tell I'm still in a good mood, right? So, but to be fair, I'm always in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood, you know. So, okay, so where was I? Right, so I'm thinking price is still going to break this structure and fly down to one of these levels, right? As for which one, I don't really know which one is going to go to, but if I was a betting man, and I am obviously because we're doing this, I would say price is coming down to around this zone over here to give us a new lower low, and then at some point it then decide if it's going to push back up again and attempt to break one of these highs. Okay, so just wanted to know if there's anything else I need to add. So let me go to a 4 hour and let's just have a look to see if there's anything we can spot. Okay, so the 4 hours looking relatively, 4 hour kind of supports my thinking in regards to where I think price is going to go, right? So I still think it's still going to do its thing. It's still going to fly down. The day more or less still supports, right? It more or less still supports, especially with the pullback we're experiencing now, right? I still think it's coming down to the zone. So let's just do one more. Let's do a week and let's see what we get in a week. So we go in a week. I'm not gonna lie, folks. I still think because this trend line, this downward trend line that we got here is a strong one. It is a strong one. It actually is one that I think I definitely need to lock in position. So I need to lock that because that is a very strong trend line. If it breaks it, then I know I need to do something. But for now, it's not doing that anytime soon. And I'm still holding my bias towards a sell. So as it stands right now, so if I went back to the hourly, so as it stands right now, I am still only looking for sells. And I will most likely, depending on how I feel when I get up in the morning tomorrow, I'll see where it's a good place to take a sell. But my only objection to taking a sell right now is if I was thinking about taking a sell, I should have taken it up here. Just because where it is right now in the middle, it's not a place where I want to be doing business. This here is a kill zone. This whole area, so let me just put a little box in there for you. This whole area is a kill zone. This is where retail traders, you and I, we get slaughtered if we don't understand how to move in this place properly. So I'd rather avoid this whole area altogether, and if I can get it up here, perfect. If I can get it down here, fantastic, or as close to down here as possible, or as close to up here as possible. But anywhere in between this zone right here, I'm leaving it the hell alone. Unless if I'm super bored and I just want to be in the market just for the sake of it, then naturally I'll just put in a really small position and see what I get. All right, so on that note, my beautiful people from all around the world, I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode of Pips and Points. Make sure you watch the other videos that you're probably seeing on your screen right now. Make sure you give them a watch. Useful content in those also, okay? And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very soon. One thing I can say is that tomorrow I will not be releasing the video because obviously we got the Christmas party and all kinds of fun things happens in office Christmas parties, to be fair. Like, yeah, all kinds of fun things happen. So I have one of those tomorrow, right? So I won't be making a video because I'll be getting off my face. So what I will most likely do is, if possible, I will come back on a Thursday and then I'll give my point of view in regards to where I think market's going to go. Don't hold me to it. I may do something on Thursday, I may not do anything at all, or I may do something on Friday, but you will be getting another video after this video at some point this week. It could be a Thursday or it could be a Friday. It just depends on what happens. So until then, my beautiful people from around the world, this is Pips and Points signing out.